Come on, it's not that bad, is it? All right, the first thing I'm going to do is write a little message up here. I don't know if I did this because I get y'all in the 103 mixed up. So I'm going to put a little message up here, tell you what we're going to do today, so I don't get no DA questions after class. I don't like DA questions. All right. Today, and if, what's the next day y'all come in? Tuesday? What does that mean? And if Tuesday, what does that mean? Exactly. If I don't finish today, that means whatever I don't finish today, we will finish Tuesday. Okay? Today and Tuesday, and if Tuesday. 1, we will work on homework problems and anything I forgot to cover. 2, after we do the homework problems, we will open a sample test and work on it. 3, after we have reviewed homework and test, dates will be posted in class on My Lab Plus technology. The dates will stay on My Lab Plus. So what does that mean? If you're not here and you want to know when the due dates are, you look on what? Exactly. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. 4, instructions on the terrible, impassable in-class test will be given after I cover the important, that should tell you something there, things, which is numbers 1 through what? 3. So is number 4 very important? No, I'm having to do it. Okay? So that ought to tell you. It'll be 5 questions. Measurement of a tree. What is that? Discrete or continuous? Measure. 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 Continuous. God almighty, y'all suck. Okay? Counting eggs. Discrete. Discrete. Concrete. Counting is concrete. That's one of the easiest questions I can give y'all, and y'all still get it wrong. Y'all suck. All right. Does anybody have any questions about the test? Okay, please write this down so you won't ask me Tuesday. When's the in-class test? We won't address the in-class test until I have substantiated the important stuff, which is the homework and the what? The real test, which is online. Okay. Please tell your friends. It's on the video, but you know when people miss class, they have to go to YouTube and they have to hit a button, you know, and it's just so much work that I'm not talking about just y'all. I'm talking about all my classes. It's easier just to come up to me and say, "What did we go over yesterday?" I have no earthly idea. Question on that? All right, then let's get started. I'm going to go backwards with the questions. Why is that? Because sometimes, as y'all are going through the homework, and the reading in the book, you learn some of your questions that you already sent. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in chapter 1 and you didn't understand a concept in chapter 1, when you're reading some stuff in chapter 2, you may understand the concepts in chapter 1. So, and the most difficult, the 80% of your test is going to come from chapter 3. So I'm going to go backwards from chapter 3, or start at the beginning of chapter 3 and go down and then cover the rest of it. Okay? So, let's go to our homework questions. I have no idea how many we have. Okay, out of chapter 3, we don't have that many. Okay, I have no idea what that is. All right, so this is 3.4, number 14. And when I say 3.4, sorry, I got to click on it first, Dort. 3.4, number 14. What does that 14 mean? Well, that's the book. If you've got your book or you've got your printed out book, turn to the homework in 3.4 and look at number 14 and put a mark beside it, because that's what this question is going to look like. Now, what about if you have your online homework? If you have your online homework, then you need to go to question 7. So the big number right here is the book. The little number is your online homework. So I always say 3.4, 14 in the book, 7 online. That's what I always say. So let's click on it. A manufacturer of bolts has a quality control policy, blah, 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 that are more than 2 standard deviations from the mean. Quality control engineer, blah, 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 have a mean length of 13 with a standard deviation of 0.05. What do you do at this point? When you see that right there, what is that telling you to do? Just say something. It's not rhetorical. Okay, y'all pretty much suck. Draw a what? Draw a curve. Draw a picture. So I want you to highlight that. Whenever you see that, from now on in probability and statistics, you're going to draw a curve. Remember me telling you to put 6 on a... You're going to get tired of drawing them. You tired of drawing them yet in your homework? Well, you don't have to, because it's on the question. So, draw a picture. So, what does the picture look like? I always carry 2 because 2 is what? Normal. So, 13 centimeters here, 13.05, and 13 point what? 10. You're adding a nickel. For those of you that's using your calculator, I hope not, that's a nickel. This is $13. All right? So what's $13 minus a nickel? You'd be surprised, I bet you somebody used a calculator in here. That's pretty sad. But now, I don't know who's using a calculator, so don't raise your hand and go home and tell mommy that I said that you were sad. I don't know who's using a calculator. But I know when I put this on a board in my 103 and my 120 classes before, I have seen students use a calculator to add 5 cents to $13. Those are the same idiots that put on the cash register and can't make change. Okay? I just think that's stupid. If I was a business owner and you couldn't make change and a customer came to me and said, your cashier can't make change, they'd be stocking boxes of cereal or something. They wouldn't be on the cash register. All right. But that's, anti-participation trophy, so I'll probably get in trouble. So here we go. And the question that takes care of all this. For what lengths Well, the bolt, okay, it says at the beginning of the question, it says manufacturer bolts has a quality control policy that requires it to destroy any bolts that are more than 2 standard deviations from the mean. So, anything within 2 standard deviations is what? Good, is normal. And we'll take our handy dandy red marker. And since red means bad, nobody in here is red, are they? Okay, you don't want to offend anybody. Since red is bad, what are the links that you're going to throw out? 12.89 and below, or 13.11 and above. So I don't know if that's what it says up here, but well, they say less than. So less than what? 12.9 and greater than 13.10. Now I don't know how that. Let me move this out of the way. A bolt will be destroyed if less than blank or greater than blank. A bolt will be destroyed if less than. No, that's not it, because you got 2 sides. So this is not it. So it looks like A. Now let me go ahead and tell you right now, the empirical rule will be asked a lot on this test. The empirical rule, how to find the mean and standard deviation, and z-scores. Those 3 things. So make sure you know those 3 things. This is part of the empirical rule, because you're given no things to calculate. If you're not given any things to calculate, then you're talking about the empirical rule. And if it says you're given a mean and a standard deviation, that means you draw a picture. It's either empirical rule or z-score. If you're given a set of data, then or a frequency distribution, it's going to be find the mean and the what? Standard deviation. So it's pretty much 3 problems it's going to be on. That is a test question. Could be a test question. So it's A, and you should feel good about yourself. So you don't have to put $10,000 of equipment in a $1,000 car. So 12.9 and 13.1. We got that right. Next question. 3.2, 5 in the book, number 4 online. 5 in the book, number 4 online. I tell students to write 3.2.5/4 if they're writing it in their notes. Test question. Now I'm going to also show you how to do it on your calculator today. So go ahead and do it by hand, and then I'll also show you how to do it on your calculator, so you can use either. Now it says find the sample variance and the standard deviation. Okay. Now, if I was doing this homework question, would I just do the sample variance and the standard deviation? No. I would do what? Everything. Just like I teach my son. My son will walk by something on the floor in the kitchen. And the worst thing he could do is what? Walk by it and not pick it up. That's the worst thing he can do. And he's learned that. Same thing here. On homework questions, it's just asking for a specific thing. You need to do everything. That way you have more practice. And that way you get out of it what you what? Put into it. Who taught you that? Oh, your parents. These parents trying to teach something. You get out of something what you what? Put into it. That's one of Hubert's rules. Somewhere around, don't ever ask me questions, does this make me look bad, or will you ever date someone if I die? Somewhere around there. You never answer that question if you're a guy. Women, it don't matter. Y'all answer everything. It don't matter. But men, we can only answer certain questions. And those two, we are not allowed to answer. Some of y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. That's all right, you will. Getting ready for a big shindig. Does this make me look older? Beautiful weather we're having outside. Does this make me look fat? I love my cat. Never answer those questions, guys. Never. Because all they're waiting is just this trap. And they're going to light in you like white on rice. Especially if they're pissed off because they can't figure out which shoes to wear or which dress to wear or which outfit to wear.
Sounds like you have a story.
Huh? I have like 15,000 stories. Well, I'm going to pull this up in the spreadsheet, and I'll make it big where everybody can see it. Okay, so here's our these are our X values. And what's the first thing you're going to do with the values? Put them in order. First thing you're going to do. And then over here, I'm going to do mean. What's the only thing that I'm not going to do with these 5 numbers? Huh? What's the only thing I'm not going to do that all this stuff? What's the only thing I'm not going to do? Come on, people, y'all not thinking. If I'm not going to use these 5 numbers in what? No, it's asking for the variance in the standard deviation. I'm not going to use the 5-number summary. Why? When was the war? When was the War of 1812 fought? Why am I? What am I not going to do on 5 numbers? The 5-number summary. Why? Because it's already there. There's the 5-number summary right there. Boy, y'all need Mountain Dew in the morning, bad. Well, you got to drink it an hour before class. Let it get in the system. All right. So let's find the mean. That's that divided by 5. Median is equal to the middle. 5 numbers is the middle. Mode, I don't care about that. There's not one. Put non-applicable, put does not exist, but do not put what? Do not put 0. Saying none, because you'll always have some SA teacher go, well, 0 is not even in the data set. Okay? Do not do that. Put none, N-O-N-E, does not exist, D-N-E, undefined, whatever you want. Put some kind of word. Do not put 0. We've had students do that before. 17 minus 4. Mid-range is equal to 17 plus 4 divided by what? Now, x minus x bar and x minus x bar what? Squared. And there's supposed to be parentheses there, but I don't feel like doing it. So this minus, x bar, F4, and copy down. Equals this raised to the 2nd power. And if you make a spreadsheet, if I was a spreadsheet person, I would make a spreadsheet for everything for 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 numbers. I probably don't give you no more than that. And just save it on your thumb drive and use it during the test. Whenever you have 5 numbers, you just type them in right here in order. But that would require work. Yeah. You'd have to invest a little bit of time before you take the test. And that's, I know some of y'all, that's rough stuff to do, yeah. Variance. Well, we got to add this up. And divide by what? 4. And I'm going to just put 4 in here because there's 5 numbers, so it's always going to be 4. And then what is the variance? That number raised to the what? 0.5 power or 1/2 power. And if you wanted to do your handy dandy curve, there's the mean plus standard deviation, F4. And that's that way. Equals this minus standard deviation, F4. And go that way. So there's your curve. So between 1.16 and 20.04, those numbers are normal. And that's about all you can do with 5 numbers. Okay, so let's open up our handy dandy calculator. I don't use the calculator much. The only time I use the calculator is in calculus pretty much. But as far as statistics, I show everything by hand, except for the tedious stuff we're going to get in chapter 6. But anyway, shut up, Hubert. Stat, edit. Edit means edit the spreadsheet. And there's the spreadsheet. 4, 9, 11. Oops. Now I do realize that there's some people in here that can walk around and spin their calculator on their finger like a basketball. It's pretty sad, but you know, I realize there's people in here, but there's other people that don't do that. So they don't know how to use their calculator. So I'm showing those people. And 17. Type them in. Go back to stat. Calculate. Go to, you can do 2 things. First variable stats or linear regression. Linear regression gives you your slope and your y-intercept for the graph of these 4 or 5 points. So you need to write that down because you might need that for a standardized test or something. Find the slope and the y-intercept. That's that. First variable statistic. Hit that. And then type in second. And where is L1? L1 is right above the 1. So this is saying, I want my statistics for the first column. So your first column, the one that you put the numbers in, is called L1. Now, some calculators will default to L1. All right? But you got to try it. I don't know if your calculator will do it. Okay? Oops. Oh, horse pucky. Hold on. Delete. There. Enter. SX is your standard deviation. SX. We'll just say 6. Because if I say the other things, you'll get offended. So 6. 6 is equal to the standard deviation. X bar, 10.6. Hey, we got it right. And the standard deviation is not on here. So you just take the 4.72 and raise it to the what? Second power. It's supposed to be on there, but I don't know why it's not.
What is the standard deviation?
Standard deviation is 6. SX. 6.
Does it mean the variance?
Yeah, to get the variance, take 4.72228 and 8 and raise it to the second power. All right, now go down, and there's your 5-number summary, if you need it. Okay? So what can you get with the stat button? You can get your slope and y-intercept with the linear regression. You can get your stats, your mean and your standard deviation, which will give you your variance. And then you can get your 5-number summary. So, anyway, 22.3 and 4.72. So we go back to our handy-dandy homework. 22.3, and I didn't forget the other one. 22.3 and 4.7 what? Got that one right. Oh, okay. They answered nothing. Oh, one, yeah, that's not right. So we got them right. 22.3 and 4.7.
I figured out how to do the ones I sent it in, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you just told the whole class that you sent this question.
I mean, my name was up there.
Well, nobody looks at that. Not let anybody see. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But anyway, I'd rather have the student's ability to send a question than not. All right, this is gone. Everybody good? All right, next one. 3.2, 46, 12. 46, 12. 3.2, 46, 12. Okay, now this one can be a pain, so you might want to do it on the calculator. Okay, let's see if it's asking for, okay, these are 2 sets. So they're wanting you to do a comparison. I didn't know this one was on here. I wouldn't put it on here. Oh, well, it's homework. I'm sorry. I try not to put these on the test because they take too long. So, but it's okay for homework, though. Go ahead and punch them in. I'll show you how to put them in order if you want me to on your calculator. Yeah, sure. Listen, I'm very happy to help somebody that don't know how to use a calculator. The ones that scare me are the ones that can twirl it around on their fingers. You take it to the bathroom with them and lay it beside them and name them and lay it beside them on the pillow and give it a kiss goodnight. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know the people I'm talking about. Oh, square root of 25. Hold on a minute. All right, so second. Oh, I'm sorry, not second. Stat. Go to stat. Hit edit. And there's your numbers. So 3.3. What? 2.0. Y'all not typing in if you're talking. 2.5. 1.7. 1.9. 3.5. I hate calculators. No wonder I don't like to fool with them. Hold on, I done messed it up. We got 1.7 and then 1.9. 1.9. Delete, enter. There we go. 3.5. 2.8. And 2.1. And enter. And you can go ahead and put the other side in too. I don't care, but I'm going to do one at a time because if I do both of them, y'all might blow a gasket. So stat and sort in ascending order right there. L1. And of course, if you want to do L2, you would type in L2. Enter. Done. Go back to stat. Edit. And check it. So that's how you sort. Somebody learned something new today? Good. Now let's see if you can twirl it on your finger. Oh, listen, there was one semester I had a college algebra class, and I wanted them to take the square root of an odd number like 27 or something, and it was like the silent drill team, the calculator silent drill team. It was like, your covers come off. It was like, oh my God, it's just 27. It's 2 above 25, 5.2 maybe. They were like 27. Okay, 25 people. What's the square root of 25? 5. So the square root of 27 is only 2 above, so 5.1 or 5.2. Most of the time when you need the square root anyway, it's with graphing. Are you going to be able to get to the 100 on your graph paper? No. So all you need is a decimal, 5.1 or 5.2. All right, so let's put in number 2. 9.5. See if y'all can do this one. 9.2. 8.5. 8.2. 7.7. 7.5. 7.3. And 7.0. How do you do it? Stat. Sort A. Second 2. Close parenthesis. And now go back. Edit. And those are done too. So now I would do everything separately unless you know how to do it together. And that would be a parentheses and an L2 when you hit, but I wouldn't do that if I was y'all. Okay, so stat, calculate, first variable statistic, second, L1, and there's your stuff. And I'm not going to move it down because you don't need anything else. I don't know what it's going to ask, but most of the time it asks for the standard deviation or something. Okay, anyway, there's that. So the standard deviation is 0.669. Raise that to the second power to get the variance. And your mean is 2.475. I'll show you a trick I learned in the war. Second entry. Now you just have to type in L2. Second L2. Second entry gives you the last command that you gave, for those of you that didn't know. And then you just change part of it instead of having to go through the drill of all that stuff. Okay? Enter. And there's that. So the mean is 8.1 and the standard deviation is 0.9. What was the one before it? What was the standard deviation before it? I'm sorry, what? All right, so which one has the tightest data? The first set, 0.66, because it's a smaller standard deviation. That means it's tighter. So you need to make a note on this problem. Is the first set of data, the bond mutual funds, is less, the standard deviation is less, so therefore it's tighter. I don't have any idea what the question is going to ask. I done lost the question. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, they're asking for the mean. What was the mean? So it says round to 3 decimal places. What was the mean of the bonds? First group. 2.475. Well done. What's the standard deviation? Take the 3 decimals of the bonds. 6. What? Okay, well, you kind of faded off there. It went 6. That's what y'all do. Y'all do that too. Check answer. Look at there. Good job. Okay, the mean for the data set. Mean of the stop. Okay, I read it wrong. Okay. Stop. Second set. What is it? 3 decimal places. 8.113. Look at there. We're getting them all right. Okay, what's the standard deviation to 3? 0.90 even? 0.903. Excellent. Based on the standard deviation, which one has more of a spread? The stock, because the bonds are tighter than the stock. Look at there.
Yes, sir.
We feel good about ourselves. What proportion of the bonds fund are within 1 standard deviation of the mean? Uh-oh. You got to draw your... They're asking you to draw a picture. Draw you a quick picture. And it's on which one? The bonds. So, the bonds... What's the mean of the bonds? 2.475. And what is the standard deviation? Add it to this side and subtract it on this side. What's the upper side? 3.144. Big old pie. All right. What's on this side? 1.806. So there is, what does it say? It's saying what portion of the bonds are within 1 standard deviation? Type an integer, decimal round to 3 decimal places. What proportion of the bond? 1 standard deviation, people. 1 standard deviation. Okay? 68%. Because you used what rule? Empirical rule. What?
We really didn't draw that.
Yeah, but it makes sense if you draw it. Unless you can picture it in your brain. And if you can, more power to you. I can't. Okay, let's try that again. 0.68 or 68. 68, well, okay, decimal. 103 wants percentages because it's a stupid book. Uh-oh. Do they want us to use the...
You gotta count how many numbers are in between those numbers on the stock bond. The bond.
We gotta do 2 things.
Oh, they want you... That's so stupid. All right, 1.8. So which one is this one? Stock? Bonds. So 1.8 would be that one. How many are there? To 3.1. How many?
About 7 out of 8 of them, sorry.
Well, did y'all...
Oh, actually, 6 out of 8.
3.5 is out. 1.7 is out. So how much is that? Huh? 5 out of 8?
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more than half. So what is 5 out of 8? Somebody do it on your calculator. Decimal point, 3 places. 625. Thank you. They should have said freaking count. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm going to let y'all do that one because I don't feel like doing it. Do the stock funds. Took your mean and standard deviation. So find your 2 numbers that I have circled here for the stocks and count how many. And then put it over 8 and tell me 3 decimal places. Right. Enunciate volume. When you knock on somebody's door, you don't do this. Well, I will ignore you if you do this at my door. All right, give me 3 decimal places. Okay, this isn't locking y'all down, is it? It should be pretty easy. Huh? Okay, here's the mean. 8.133. Add 0.903. So that's $8.11 plus 90 cents is what? $9.01? Something like that. And then $8.11 minus 90 cents. It's going to give you, I can't subtract 8s very well. So, all right, so how many are between, what'd you get on the low side? Okay, what'd you get on the upper side? All right, now count the numbers that are between those two numbers and tell me how many there are between 7 and 9, or the lower and the upper. 6. Anybody else get 6? I got 6 right here. Give me a second. Okay, y'all not gonna, y'all just gonna sit there. Okay, how many 5s? Raise your hand. How many 6s? Okay, you suck. You loser. All right, so let's get down here and put, and what does that come out to be? 6 out of 8. That's 3/4, isn't it? Which is 0.75. Okay, check it. Somebody was wrong. Count.
It's the same answer as the one up top.
So how many is that? How many numbers?
0.6.
I know, but how many numbers? I want to know how many numbers will fall in between. So you were right. Didn't you say 5? I put 6. I'm sorry. 0.625. I'm sorry. I suck. What is the what?
The CV. It's a CV.
Okay, I have no idea what this is. Somebody tell me what that is. I don't have any idea.
Standard deviation divided by
Standard deviation. Okay, I have no idea what this is. So, standard deviation divided by the mean. So y'all can do that. Standard deviation on the first one is 0.669 divided by 2.475. 0.27. That's what I heard.
0.2703.
0.270. And that's what gets me. They tell you, find the CV, and they give you the formula. So that tells you right there. Nobody knows what that is. Oh, the cap. Why don't they just call it the coefficient? I know what it is now. So, what that's basically, what is that? Can somebody tell me graphically what that is? What determines the steepness of the line? That's the slope. Vertical over horizontal. Because you're not in a graphical context. That's why you're in an algebraic context or a mathematical context. You're not even looking at the data points. That's why. That's why they give you the formula right here, because you're not even thinking that way. All right. So what is the CV of the other one? Take 0.903 and divide by 8.113. 0.111. So it looks like the first set has more of a slope than the what? Second set. Based on the coefficient, we said that the stocks have more what? We said that a long time ago. What happened? Based on the coefficient, I'm sorry. Based on the coefficient of variation. This one has a larger coefficient. So that means the spread is larger, I guess. I guess that's what it means. So go with the larger coefficient. Again, this better not be a test question. I'll check the test out before, well, we will check the test out, and I'll take off any that I don't like. So this is not a question that I like. What the heck?
Do it again.
How many parts is left on this thing?
8.
How many?
8.
How many have we done?
41.
Okay, this is ridiculous. We're gonna go to another question. Okay, the data set. What's it asking for now? Determine the mean and the standard deviation. We already did that, didn't we?
Yeah, you just got to do it for a new set.
I'm sorry, got to do the what?
Got to do it for the new set.
Oh, we're not doing that. We're going to another question. That's a little bit too much. All right, this is 3.2, 29/10. 29/10. Look at there. What are we going to draw? Draw a picture. This is empirical rule. You'll see a bunch of these on the test. Well, not a bunch, but more than 2 or 3. So Jennifer Lawrence says that the people in Florida and Texas got bad hurricanes because they voted for Trump. So what about the people in Mexico that had the earthquake? No, they have a wall built. Where is it? It's on their southern border. With who? With whoever's below Mexico. Who's below Mexico? Geography people. And it's like 20 feet and it's concrete. Whatever. Yeah, because they don't want the drug cartels coming into Mexico. So it's okay for Mexico to have a southern border wall, but we can't have one because we're racist. Have you noticed in the last year, everybody's racist? Doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown, or red. You're racist. Everybody's racist. I disagree. You're racist. I think legal immigration laws are constitutional. You're racist.
There's no evidence to back up your point. You're a racist.
Yeah, exactly. I don't agree with you. You're racist. I mean, this is no joke. I saw this on the news. There's a Hollywood person, of course, they believe in unicorns, but there's a Hollywood person named Chandler, some blonde-headed woman. She called Sheriff Clark and the neurosurgeon, what's his name? The one that ran for president. Yeah, Carson. And some black actress, I don't know her name, said that they were black white supremacists. I've never heard of such. That's like saying, I don't even know what it's saying. That's what I thought. That's about the same thing as calling the president racist when he's got a Jewish son-in-law and a Jewish daughter. But you're racist. You laugh at a certain joke, you're racist. I think the Democrats have lost their dang mind, if you want the truth of it. All right, 100, 110, 1 what? 90 and 80. 2.5, 13.5, 34, 34, 13.5, and 2.5. First question. What percentage of the people has an IQ score between 80 and 120. So I'm going to take my blue marker and I'm going to mark 80 to 120. Now what falls between two standard deviations? 95%. Now you can memorize that, or you can just add up 13.5, 34, 34, and 13.5. So 95% is A. Or didn't I say 95? 95%.
That's the answer that's up there and it's wrong.
I put that instead of the.
No, that's the right answer. It has a red thing beside it.
What?
Yeah, those are the right answers. Okay, hold on. Just hold on. B. Don't call me a racist, okay? All right. What does it say? What percentage of people has an IQ score less than 70? Less than 70. Oh, that's over here. This is 2.3 and this is 0.2, or this is 0.3. Somebody look and tell me what this is. 2.2 and 0.3, or 2.3 and 0.2. Somebody look on the empirical rule right quick, because I hardly ever do 3 standard deviations.
It would. It's
This is 0.15 and this is, okay. Some of the books have 2.3 and 0.2 or something like that. Hold on. Okay. This is 0.15.
Yeah.
So this will be 2.35.
Yeah.
And this will be 2.35 and 0.15. So this is the first question I've seen that goes to 3 standard deviations. Okay, so less than 70, change my pen to red, less than 70 and more than 130. Well, what's 15 cent? 15 cent. You might want to put it in a calculator to check it. 0.3, which is 30%, but okay, 0.3%, I'm sorry. There. 0.3%. And then we'll use green for our last one. Ma'am?
What are they saying the right answer is supposed to be?
Those in red up there. When you hover over them, it tells you what you answered. That's what I was going to show y'all. If y'all give me time. All right, greater than 130. What's greater than 130? 0.15. And that's the 3 answers. Now, if you hover over your thing, will change you. There we go. Somebody put 99.7 and 2.5. That is, I understand why you got that, because I'll be honest with you, this is the first question I've seen in several years of teaching that they've actually gone to 3 standard deviations. So, with that being said, you need to know the 0.15 and the 2.35. Okay? That's my fault. I should have showed y'all. I thought I showed y'all that. But if I didn't, then it's my fault. Just blame it on me. Whenever something don't go your way, blame it on somebody else. I've seen a lot of that lately in the news. All right, next one. That's all. There's one more, and now there's two or three more. Somebody's sending me questions as we go. I see what you're doing. Let's see. 3.2, 23/9. No, they sent them Monday. 23/9. No. No, you can forget that. No, not that one either. Wait a minute. Let's see this one. Good God, no. We're going to have to do that Tuesday. Yep. 3.2, 11, we'll do those two. Remind me, 23.
What are we doing?
Number 23, we'll do those Tuesday. An insurance company crashed 4 cars in succession at 5 miles per hour. The cost to prepare for 4 crashes was blah, 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 blah. All right, do that one right quick. Compute the range, sample variance, and sample. So you might want to use your Excel spreadsheet or by hand because the calculator won't give you some of these. So it's whatever you want to do.
Oh, well, I didn't need that picture.
Okay, just rip it out. Get you some. They still make those little rings that you put.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's like the
All right, hurry up. There's only 4 numbers, and we gotta kind of like hurry. I'm gonna freeze this so I can do the roll right quick. So y'all can hurry up and run out of here so they won't break down the freaking door. Math 120. I'm gonna legitimately call the roll today. I gotta make it look like I do take the roll, so every once in a while I'll take the roll. Barr.
Here.
Bauer.
here,
Billingsley.
here,
Blackwell. Brown. Busby.
Not here.
Not here. Loser. Butler. Byram. Carey. Where's Miss Byram? Okay. Who's your dad? No. Who's your mom?
My mom don't have the same last name.
I know, but was she a dove? Okay. Thought it was somebody else. I knew. Okay. Carey. Cheek. Weil. Elmore. Gill. Gomez. Groves. Heaton. Hudson. Hunter. Wall. Lindley. Malcolm. Rapp. Rogerson. Rosa. Rucker. Scarborough is not here. I thought you're talking about Monday next week. Okay, next week. Okay. You're here. All right. Schuster. She's got to do drugs. She's got to do time for drugs. Waldsmith and Yoder. Okay, we'll finish up Tuesday. Y'all just get out of here. So once I start calling the roll, y'all start just cutting it off. So
it's game over. Everybody's now.
I know, but everybody started talking, and it's just might as well forget it.
Went down to